Hello, LibertyCon 33. Welcome to Closing Ceremonies. Having a virtual convention in a lot of ways isn't much different than a physical convention from the perspective that it has gone in a blink of an eye. I thought when we started on Friday, things were a little bit hectic. Some of us didn't quite know how to use Eventany and Discord, but it seemed to flow very, very well. So the first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you to all the attendees. Thank you to everybody who donated to the charity auction or who just donated to charity itself. Thank you for our panelists for the hours you put in before and during the convention. And a special thank you to our staff. And not only our normal staff that we have year to year, but our IT folks. When we began this and made this decision to go virtual, we had very few people who knew how to make this successful. We put out a call for help and you came. So thank you all. This is gonna be quite like a normal year when I sit in the room with many of you, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about this year, what we did. I'm gonna talk about next year, which I know very many of you are interested in to hear who our guests of honor are. And then I will take your questions and your comments. So to get those questions to me and those comments to me, go to main programming in Discord, and you'll see me look off the screen. I'll be reading them and we'll just talk about it. And I've got folks taking notes. So we will be talking about everything that comes in today and everything that continues to come into us at our board meeting next month. So please help us make this better. I know this is a one-off being virtual, but virtual components of a convention are here to stay, and we're still trying to figure that out. So anything to make it better is not going to be useless information. So first, I want to talk about the charity auction. This has been a tough year for so many people, and still we made $5,300 just in the charity auction. When you look at donations that came through the Eventany site, $366. And another huge benefit and just blessing to us at LibertyCon is the Give Me LibertyCon book. Even though we didn't have the convention last year, we didn't have many conventions in this year, we were still able to raise $2,309 for profits in that book sales because of you. We want to thank Bain and Christopher Woods and all of the authors who contributed. Thank you so much for our charity. So when you total that up together, that is $7,975 for the Downside Up of Chattanooga charity. That is incredible considering where we're at in the virtual space. Fandom continues to simply be the most generous community I've ever seen. So we've been asked several times about our plan for the recordings that we've done, both pre-recorded and live. Right now, they will stay on Eventany. They'll be up there for probably about a week-ish. And then we'll be working after we've gotten a few nights of sleep. If you go to the website, www.libertycon.org, and you go under the programming tab, there will be a place for the links to the recordings. We're going to keep those on probably for about a year. So if you didn't get to see something this weekend that you wanted to, no worries, you're going to have plenty of time. So give us a little bit of time to get that up. And as we get it up on the website, we are going to close the Eventany event for this year's LibertyCon. We're going to close that event on Eventany on July the 22nd. So all the storefronts, if our artists and our vendors and our authors would like to keep their Eventany store open, we are keeping that open until July 22nd. Because on July 23rd, we'll be beginning ticket sales and such for LibertyCon 34. And I'll talk about that in just a second. Well, actually, I'll talk about it now. Why not? So just as a reminder, LibertyCon 34 is going to be June 17th through the 19th, 2022 at the Marriott and Convention Center. So the same place we've been for the last few years. We will open up to rooms in the fall sometime. So more to come on that. We'll put it on Facebook. We'll put it on the website. We'll blast it out. So we should have plenty of hotel rooms for the first rush. And then the memberships. That's what I forgot. It's been a long weekend, y'all. So we are, again, and I mentioned this in opening ceremonies, going to move from 750 to 1,000 paid memberships. And so that extra will be on sale through Eventany on July 23rd, noon Eastern. We are, because I know that everybody who has bought tickets, it's been a while. So we're going to do something we haven't done in the past. We're going to put somewhere on the website a list. We want to guard your privacy. So it's going to be last name, comma, first initial. And it's going to take a little while for us to just sort of rest up from this year and to reconfigure the names for that format. So, but before July 23rd, we're going to have that up just to remind you, hey, you've got these memberships. So we'll blast that out again on Facebook, social media. So you can, convince yourself, yes, I do indeed have this membership, because everybody that was rolled who purchased a membership that was supposed to be for this year or last year is rolled for next year. So this year doesn't count. This year's just free for everyone. But if you have a concern or you have a question you can't remember, we're going to have that list out there. So July 3rd or July 23rd, noon Eastern time. There will be the extra tickets on sale. So that's pretty cool. Next year also, I'm very excited about this. The Give Me LibertyCon book. We had the panel this year. We've talked about it, but it really just not quite the same as all being together in a physical convention. So we will really have some great things to celebrate that book that came out for us. It's such a special thing for our authors, for our staff. And we will also be celebrating by that time next year a second Give Me LibertyCon book. Christopher Woods and Tony Weiskopf will be co-editing this. It's going to have several short stories by Travis Taylor, Kevin J. Anderson, Eric Flint, David Weber, DJ Butler, Benjamin Tyler Smith, JP Chandler, Robert Hampson, Brent Roeder, Kevin Steverson, Marisa Wolf, William Joseph Roberts, Gray Reinhardt, Christopher Woods, and Angela Clayton. We cannot, again, thank y'all enough. This helps our charity, and it's just another way to add to helping people that might not be here every year to see the flavor of what is LibertyCon. So the moment you've been waiting for next year, on June 17th to June 19th, 2022, LibertyCon 34 Guests of Honor. Literary Guest of Honor, Taylor Anderson. Artist Guest of Honor, Melissa Gay. STEM Guest of Honor, Dr. Stephen Grenade. You might recognize him as a director of DragonCon. So we are very excited to be having him. Masters of Ceremony, Chris Kennedy of Chris Kennedy Publishing, and our special guest, our own Christopher Woods. So it's going to be very exciting to have these people at LibertyCon 34. And we also are going to have the added benefit of all of our wonderful LibertyCon 33 guests of honor to visit us in person. So it is going to be quite the year. So that's all I have. So we are going to see if there are any questions or comments, and I'm just going to read them out as they come in, and we will just see what you got to say.
Oh, there's no questions so far. This is a really good compliment right there.
So what we're seeing is some comments around, I'm glad people are excited about the new LibertyCon book. I'm pretty darn excited myself. Some good things around, we were concerned beforehand around navigation to the various activities because we both had trouble attending some of the other cons online. Those concerns were completely unfounded. The schedule on Eventany worked very well. Thank you for getting it set up so well. So I'm pretty glad. I am very glad that people found it pretty decently easy to navigate. It took me a minute to figure out Discord, but I love the interaction with both of the platforms. And so I see comments from Chris Kennedy and Christopher Woods saying that they're excited. I'm very excited to have you both. So I see several people typing, the virtual con was the bomb. I'm glad it wasn't a bomb. So the things that we saw that we could do better. Really, it's all about familiarity with Discord and Eventany. We had a few bumps. I think our technical support did a great job. We were hoping we did not need the hilarious 5-minute delay. We did need that, I think, 3 times during the convention. We were communicating back and forth with various people. So some of it is just preparation. I think we had a great run because of the preparation that we did. But it's just easy to miss that time, especially as people are on different time zones. So we did have a few small delays there. Overall, again, I just cannot compliment you all enough. The panels were great and the interaction was great. I want to go back in the rooms that I was not in because I was not in certain panels and just read it through. Let's see. A lot of comments around the Discord conversations being good. Question about how many virtual guests attended the convention. So for exact numbers, we've still got to take a look at that. As of last night, yesterday, we had over 1,200 unique identifiers. That's a little misleading because if you are on if you're on your phone and your laptop, that's 2. That counts as 2. We're thinking, just round numbers, we're thinking we had about 800 people on yesterday, just the whole time. On Discord, we should look this up, but it was over 400 people, over 400 accounts. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit more than I thought we'd have. I wanted, of course, 1 million, but that's a good number. So we were pretty excited about that. Memberships on July 23rd to go on sale at noon Eastern, right? Yes, that is absolutely right. We are going to do the memberships through Eventany. There, we will do it exactly like we did the convention. On the website, you'll have a button. You can hit it, go to Eventany. There you go. Bing, bing, bang. Easy. How long will t-shirts be available for sale? We're going to keep that up for a while. There's no reason not to, really. As people want those convention t-shirts, we got them up a little bit late. I think we were scrambling a little bit about how to do it or if we were even going to try. So, I mean, at least a month or 2. So you don't have to hurry about those. There's no reason not to. We will be going back, I think, to our more traditional way of you order t-shirts through us and then we get them and then we bring them to the convention for you. Just because we can probably get a little bit better of a deal and a little bit more control of what the artwork looks like on it. Offworld, they retired. They've been our t-shirt vendors for quite a while. So we're going to be looking around. And actually, we love Dragon Con and Dragon Con is awesome and organized. And so, that's probably where we'll start looking around, Regina helps me year round anyway. So it's just another example. even when live, I think it could still benefit from having this Discord channel. Helps a lot in getting people together. When in person, we are at times in different panels. Super duper handy. We agree. I love the Discord component. So we have got a lot of things to talk about in our next few meetings to figure out maybe how this would work. So hang with us, little patience, because we have a ton to talk about how this would work. It is a limited attendance convention. We don't want to get a ton bigger. We don't want to overstress our volunteers as far as like how we would be doing or how much we would be doing virtual, but Discord's a really easy part of that shouldn't stress too many people out. It would mainly just be some monitoring, just to make sure folks who are not us, nobody at LibertyCon would do this, but just some inappropriate stuff. So we are a family-friendly convention. So that's just some things we're talking through. But I agree. I love the Discord piece. The virtual venue is something to consider for the future, at least recording the panels for future viewing. So this is what I'll tell you. We won't be recording all the panels. We don't have enough staff for that. And we already almost killed our IT staff this year. But will there be some? Maybe. Again, we're still talking about that. We do recognize that, this is the future. Other things we've been talking about is we really want to have the fan engagement with LibertyCon throughout the year. Even doing it this way, for me personally, it filled my cup. So I want to have that with y'all all year. So we're thinking about things like, let's just get on Discord once a month, and I would like to see y'all, or at least hear you or chat, or however we're going to do that. We can talk about all things, LibertyCon, conventions, whatever. Having one panel a month maybe, or something like that. Why not? We have the technology now. So these are some things we're talking about because, LibertyCon's a day-to-day reality for me being chairman, but I also want to make sure that it is for y'all too. Some folks had echo, and I think that was their computer speaker and computer mics interacting. Yes. A lot of people, if they had headphones, but they weren't noise canceling, or if they just didn't have headphones and you could hear it echoing, that is very true. And that some of that is just time in the saddle with it. So we're going to continue to work on that. We tried to test everything. We asked everybody to be in there like 10 to 20 minutes early. And when we could, we would test, but it didn't always work out. So you're absolutely right. The only real problem I had was not being able to pause the live panels and resume from where I paused, not the current live position. So we'll talk to Eventany about that. So good comment. And we've got a list of things, and we're going to continue to, as we talk to our staff over the next few days. Eventany is a startup, and they are incredible, and they want feedback. So we, things that we saw from our end, we're going to be giving that to them. So we'll add that. The one trick with the Discord conversations is that it's unclear for the first few minutes of a panel if you were talking about the current panel or the prior one during the overlap period. And that, yes, Ben, you are exactly right. We did have some overlap. So that's one thing we have on our notes to talk about, depending on how we do a virtual component or whatever next time, or even just like, hey, we're going to have everybody, if you want to chat about these panels in here, how are we going to do that next year? Because, for those of you who go to LibertyCon, there's a lot more panels at a live one than there were in the virtual one. So that would be a lot of rooms to try to do separate ones. So we're still trying to figure that out.
I think that might be it.
Surely not.
I mean, they're still going on about T-shirts, but we've answered it.
So there is a link to the LibertyCon T-shirts on the website. So that's excellent. Oh, and somebody put the link in Discord. Dawn did, so thank you. And yes, so for panelists are willing to have a tech rehearsal slot before the con starts. We did offer tutorials. I know folks are busy. Some did take us up on that, and some just didn't have time. So that's definitely a good comment. So yeah, right. Like you totally didn't try to crack me up during my live panel last night. Doesn't that happen all the time, speaker? I'm just going to say. Y'all should have seen as we were practicing, or as I was trying to do the little small video segment on LibertyCon, Give Me LibertyCon book that I forgot at opening ceremonies. I'm just going to say some of my board members decided that they thought it would be hilarious to recreate antics in front of me where the camera couldn't see them, but I could. So it took multiple takes. And so we won't have the worst of it, but we might have a few outtakes to put on. It was pretty bad. So possibly do 2 slots for each room, 1 for the old panel, 1 for the new one. It would only need 2 channels per room, and that's a great idea. We'll definitely take a look at that. So what other questions and comments do you have for us? And again, I miss all of y'all, and I wish I was with you physically, but this was a great weekend. And it did teach us a lot that I think we can use going forward, even when we go back live. So it was definitely worth it, even if we couldn't be together. Let's see. So, all right. So it looks like we, right now, don't have any specific questions. If you think of anything afterwards and you really have a burning desire to know something or to tell me something, a question, a complaint, so my email is brandy@libertycon.org. And you can absolutely email me at any time. So one thing I do want to mention is that, and again, there are more details to come, but we've been talking over the weekend and we do miss everyone. We plan to have a Christmas party in Chattanooga somewhere. I'm going to start looking next week at venues. So we're going to actually have it like in a hotel, some kind of venue. So if you're near the Chattanooga area, early December, I don't know the date yet because we've really just been talking a lot about this. We are going to have one heck of a Christmas party. So again, it'll, if we want to see everybody and we can't quite make it to June, then we're going to try for a big Christmas party in December, and everyone is invited. So more to come on that. So thank you again for this weekend. We are going to let our staff and attendees get some sleep. So LibertyCon 33 is at a close. Thank y'all.